Here's a new one.
I am Mr. Romantic.
Oh, a guy who's too sensitive.
I mean, I'm writing you poetry all the time. I bring you roses.
And his girlfriend's sick of it.
He's like an octopus. He's all over me.
So Change of Heart sends them both on blind dates.
Came out in this tight black tank top. Incredible cleavage.
To see if nice guys really finish last.
This big, manly man, I just want to kiss him, not with this little skinny, girly guy.
Will they stay together? Or have a change of heart?
All right, welcome. I'm Chris Jagger, and this is Change of Heart, the show where couples who've reached a crossroads in their relationship voluntarily go on one blind date with someone new. We're going to meet their dates later, but first let's meet our couple. They've been dating for 7 months, and they say that their hottest evening together involved cuddling all night long by a roaring fire. Please welcome Jim Gregg and Siana Hilton. Welcome.
Thanks, Chris. How you
Good to see
doing?
you. Good, thank you. You know, I guess some differences are starting to interfere in your relationship. It's not uncommon for people that have been going out for a little while. But in the beginning, you had a lot in common. Let's start there. You know, Jim, how did you and Siana get together?
Well, actually, we used to work together, and it's just like it was really refreshing for a change to work with somebody as pretty as Siana, and we had a lot in common. You know, it's like we had similar tastes in music, and she was probably has to be one of the sweetest people I've ever gone out with.
Oh, look, she's blushing. Siana, what's the relationship that Jim has with your family? What's that like?
Actually, it's like great. He and my father are like the best of friends. My father's like really important to me, and my father and I are like the best friends. And it was important that my dad and him got along, and they're great. It's so perfect. I love it.
Good. They're like buds. That's very good. All right, Jim, let's talk about your relationship with Siana. Give and take. How's that?
Well, you know,
Oh, here we go.
you know, it's like I feel like a lot of times, like I try to be a gentleman. I offer to pay like for a car and stuff like
No,
that
no,
because it needs
sorry.
working.
You need
and
to
she
put
won't-
that
hey,
money on other things, like
But you
getting
know,
a car.
I'm trying to help you out. I mean, it's like at times I go with you on a date and you're like Miss Independent. You won't let me like open the door for you.
No,
or, like,
Siana,
pull
why
your
won't you
chair
let him
up
help
for
you a little
because
bit?
you know what? If you put his money up for a car for me, I would so much find that more romantic.
Siana, is Jim affectionate enough, at least?
He's like an octopus. Oh, he's all over me. He's like groping me in public. No.
She's like, don't encourage them.
No, it's so embarrassing. I'll be sitting there and he's like, no, Jim, stay over there. Your side. I like my space.
So do you like to, what, you just want to cuddle, or what's going on?
Oh yeah, I mean, I do. And somebody, I mean, honestly, I mean, somebody with a body like this, wouldn't you like to have your hands over it all the time? I mean, come on. Let's be honest here. I mean, she's a hottie, you know?
Jim,
Can't keep
sometimes,
my hands off her. It's just like,
Jim, you need to like chill.
Yeah, Jim, maybe you need a new romantic approach or something here.
a new romantic approach?
Yeah, well, if this isn't working for her, obviously she's having problems. Are you, do you consider yourself romantic?
Excuse me, I am Mr. Romantic.
Oh, okay, Mr. Romantic.
No, on Christmas,
He's Mr.
I wrote
Touchy romantic is what he is.
No,
well, let's hear about Christmas.
Remember on Christmas I wrote you that long poem, and you folded up and said, "Is that all you have for me?" I mean, I'm writing you poetry all the time. I bring you roses. I make you tapes of your favorite music.
Comment about
and
the
it's
poetry.
never enough.
Okay, a comment about his poetry. Go
listen,
ahead.
okay? His poetry is really sweet, but he gives it to me so often now that it's lost its like
Impact?
yeah, it just doesn't hit me. So and
But it's Siana, he sounds like he's really sensitive,
and he's
though,
really
isn't he?
sensitive. He's great, and I love him so much. But the problem is, the poetry.
Excuse-
It's like even boring. You know, I even have.
You have a sample?
Yeah.
Okay, this ought to be good. Here we go.
Okay. You're always in my beating heart, every passing day, even though we're apart. Thinking of your sweet, gentle smile, I sit and think for a while. It sounds kind of like a Hallmark card.
Jim, you're a pretty affectionate kind of guy. What about behind closed doors, privately?
Well, honestly, because of schedules and it, we gotta schedule sex. I mean, it's just like
By appointment.
I'm always working, she's always working. It's like I try to take time off for her with my schedule, but it's like, well, she's always busy working. I'm always trying to make time. I talk to my boss all the time.
All right, once you get it synced up, though, then what happens?
Oh, well, then it's like trying to find the place to go. I mean, it's like I live with my folks. She lives with her sister. Dad's like upstairs. It's like when I'm in there.
All right, Siana, how do you feel, though, once it's hooked up and you actually have a moment together?
Oh my God.
That bad? I'm sorry.
No, listen. What happens is he has this thing that, you know, after after sex sometimes he'll like sit in the bed, he'll start brick house, and he'll be like jiving in bed. He'll be like jiving in bed next to me, and sometimes I want him to. He'll like a Jim.
Oh, I don't know
want
what-
him to.
What?
You do that all the time, and
I
sometimes I
do.
want him just to hold
yeah,
me
so you-
and to
All
like.
right, Jim, we don't know what your
you
brick
know?
house routine is about, but tell us why you decided it would be a good idea to come on here and date someone else.
Well, because I'm the type of person I like to test myself. I test my jealousy. I'd like to test my relationship to see if it really is meant to be, which I'm not quite sure right now.
Little confusion there. All right. Well, it seems that Jim and Siana have some differences in their relationship. When we come back, we're going to meet the people that they dated, and we'll find out if they're going to stay together or if they'll have a change of heart. All right, welcome back to Change of Heart. We're here with Siana and Jim. Now, she says that Jim's a little oversensitive, embarrasses her in public, and sings in bed. So we sent her out with a manly man who prefers cuddling to crooning in the bedroom. Please welcome Matt Harshbarger. Hello, Matt. You know Siana?
GQ Gap Boy? You chose GQ Gap Boy?
Well, I guess we understand what Jim feels like when it comes to Matt here.
Yeah. Ozzy Osbourne's playing later tonight if you want to go.
Actually, I'll let you know something. I'm not into heavy metal, bro. So, like,
If you just sit back, relax, it's going to be a nice program, actually. Siana, let me ask you this about before you hooked up and you met, did you have any fantasies going through your mind of what this date might be like?
Actually, I did. I was actually hoping for this like romantic, tall, dark, and handsome guy driving his truck, and I got it. And another cool thing is like,
truck, oh, how
No.
Neanderthalic.
and you know another thing is I was
me,
so
man, you
nice
woman,
to get
oh.
a man to drive me someplace. Jim?
Note taken, Jim.
Okay,
Matt,
so...
let me ask you this. There she had her little fantasy going. Was there anything that gave her that little princess potential?
Oh, definitely. I mean, she came out in this tight black tank top with incredible cleavage going. And
Mr. Neanderthal here.
we had a handshake and a smile, and we're off to our reservation.
Now,
to the
Jim, does that
medieval-
bug you, the cleavage that was showing?
No, I mean, just as long as he didn't put his grubby paws on it, that's all good with that.
We didn't hear anything about that. Sienna, let's ask you about your dinner plans for the date. What was that like?
It was great. We actually went to the medieval times, and we went there, and it was so perfect. It was like the knight in shining armor, and he was like such a prince the whole time.
So that was a whole
wait
medieval
a
theme thing
second.
going on?
Oh, it was
Wait a
perfect,
sec.
and it was nice because it was a long drive, so we went up there, and it took an hour to drive out there. It was so cool because I got to know about him, and it was great. It was nice.
What is Sienna, what is a medieval times place like? What goes on there?
You eat with your hands, you know.
Neanderthalic.
And they do horses and jousting and...
Oh yeah, and then it's like people running around, they get these big things, you know, and you're sitting there going, it was really romantic. And I got to eat chicken with my hands.
While she was eating chicken with her hand, was she talking about Jim on your date, Matt?
Yeah, a little bit. It was wasn't bad. I mean, she talked about how different he and I are from each other, obviously. And,
Oh, it's so obvious.
and but I mean, she said how much she really cares for him.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a little awkward, like fighting an uphill battle, you know, when you start off that way.
Now, Sienna, did you know Matt was getting a little squirmish here, a little uncomfortable with the conversation?
You know, it was really funny because like the whole time it was great, and then at like the end of the night, he was like looking at a clock, and I kept thinking, God, this guy is so bored with me. I've got to do something, and I was getting worried because I was
And
like,
I'm never bored with you.
And Matt, were you concerned? Were you trying to get the date over with, Matt, or what?
Well, no, the deal is I thought it'd be cool if we had a song dedicated on the radio. And it was going to happen at 11 o'clock, and I didn't have a watch.
Oh,
so
so
I
you're-
kept having to go up to the clock, which is far away from us, and I knew she was thinking something was going on that I
Oh,
wanted
yeah,
to leave
it's
or whatever.
weird.
I've dedicated songs to her all the time.
Sienna, was it nice, though? Did you get into the
tapes of
car
her
and hear
favorite
this?
songs,
you know
but
what?
I
It
guess...
was so romantic, and I heard my name on the radio, and it was like, this is dedicated to Sienna and from Matt. I was like, oh my God, it was so sweet, and I was like.
Now, Jim, you're the guy that actually sings to her. She didn't appreciate that, but she appreciates the dedication.
But she doesn't appreciate anything. It's
No,
like
no, no,
it's
no.
like I'm a prince to her, and she treats me like a frog at times. She doesn't. I feel like I'm the only romantic one in the relationship, and sometimes it hurts.
That's not true.
You know?
All right, Sienna,
And then
see,
it's just like she gets all lovey-dovey. Oh, he got a song for me. It's like I give you songs all the time. It's like you don't appreciate what I do.
Oh my God, that's not
Sienna,
true.
you said that Jim's a little oversensitive, and
Oh.
that was a concern. Did you get that impression from Matt?
No, okay. The thing is Matt is definitely like in a relationship you wear the pants, whereas Whereas Jim is more passive, and that's okay. But it's nice
That's
because.
one of the things she said she liked about me at
But-
first. And now she's changing her mind all of a sudden.
The thing is he's definitely the manly one because
Typical
he's really
woman.
passionate about his beliefs.
And Matt, is that true? Did you call the shots while you were out?
For the most part, but we were after we had dinner, we were gonna go get coffee, and I was totally out of money, and I was like, I need to stop at an ATM, and she was like, oh no, don't stop, I'll pay for it. So I can definitely understand Jim talking about her Independence Street.
And Jim, that sounds familiar?
Yeah, it sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was never in a bad way. It was always polite, and anytime a girl wants to pay, that's not
Right.
you're not getting a bad end of the deal.
Matt, how does this first date compare to other first dates you've been on?
By far, it was one of the best ones I've probably ever had. It went really well. We never stopped talking, and we just hit it off right when we started.
And Sienna, there you are with your prince fantasy come true. Was he a prince the whole night through at the end?
Yeah, it was wonderful. I mean, the whole time I had like such a great date. And at the end of the night, though, there's a little problem because I wanted him to like give me a really nice kiss, and it was like nice because he gave me a hug. and I
A
was
nice
okay.
kiss?
Wait, we didn't hear
I
what
had to
happened.
wait 2
let her
weeks
finish.
to get that nice kiss. And you wanted one from him right off the bat?
No, well, it was
I
like
can't believe this.
it's like it was like a prince thing to do, It's like a
Oh,
prince.
a prince.
And,
I'm always a prince to you, and you know that.
and it was but it was a fog because you didn't kiss me. But it's okay. It's okay.
But Jim had to wait 2 weeks, though, before.
2 weeks.
We have a time limit thing going on.
But it's like, this big manly man. I just want to kiss him, not with this little skinny girly guy.
Matt, why didn't you just jump in there? Why didn't you get the kiss in?
Well, I knew she had a boyfriend, and she talked about him a lot on the date, and I really didn't know where I stood. But I mean, if I'd known, I definitely, would
I
have tried
bet
it.
you would have.
You'd have been right on top of that. Okay. All right, I'm not sure who's the frog and who's the prince in Sienna's eyes. We're going to find that out later. But next, we're going to meet the woman that Jim dated, and we'll find out what happened on their date. All right, welcome back. We just heard what happened on Sienna's date with Matt, and now we're going to meet the woman that Jim dated. Jim says that Sienna ignores his chivalry, his poetry, and their sex life. So, we sent him out on a date with a poet whose biggest turn-on is a romantic gentleman. Please welcome Hillary Penzel. Hi, Hillary. Nice to meet you. Sienna, first impression, what do you think of Hillary?
She's pretty. She seems like a nice girl. I mean, not me, but she seems like a nice girl.
Nice
do you mean,
observation,
not you?
Okay.
Not me.
Hillary, tell us how you guys hooked up for the date.
Actually, I picked him up from work because he had been working all day, and I knew he had a hard day and everything. So I picked him up from work. Personally, I like to pamper my men, but I mean, that's just me.
Nice for a change.
And the first thing I noticed about him was he had some roses for me, which I thought was really sweet, very nice.
After a million times, it gets boring.
And of course, I don't think getting roses ever gets boring, but maybe that's just me.
And Hillary?
I noticed his long hair, of course, right away.
Okay, his physical
And
features, his hair.
And come to find out, we actually use the same shampoo.
Oh, well,
However,
geez.
my hair never looks as pretty and soft as his does.
Okay, great.
They
That's
use the
great.
same shampoo. That's
Yeah,
really important.
great.
Jim, did you like Hillary's look when you met?
You know what? When I was sitting there waiting for her to show up, and then when she showed up, I saw her and I was like, damn! It's just like, her curves were kicking, it was all in the right places, and I...
You know what? You say that
she
about
has,
every single girl. You're
No,
such a
well,
pervert.
she has one thing you don't. She has this nice dark hair and these deep brown eyes. That,
Okay, you know
And
what?
Jim, did you feel that she's
don't
the
care. I
sentimental
don't care.
type at all?
You know what? She actually got me a card, which was really sweet, Chris, and Siana's never really gotten me anything, never a card, never poetry.
I drive you around everywhere.
She drives me around.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
like
that's
something you have to
sentimental.
do. That's
You know,
not
it's
sentimental.
like
sentimental.
she drove
Well,
me
I
around
kinda
and she got me a car.
I mean, what
you
are
know?
you? I mean, that's like a bus driver sentimental too, because you drive people around.
Hillary, let me ask you, did he write you any poetry? Did Jim write some poetry for you?
Actually, we talked about poetry and everything, and what he did recite to me actually was very deep, very Shakespearean. I mean, I would think, I'm sorry, but Siana, I think that you're crazy not to like a guy who will write you poetry, because poetry is an inner expression.
It's nice, but not all the time.
Poetry is an inner expression of emotion. And there are very few guys out there, which I guess if you had dated a lot, you'd probably know this, that if there are very few guys out there that are really capable of expressing their emotions.
Well, Hillary, we did hear that
Yeah.
Siana doesn't really appreciate Jim's sort of inner sensitivity. You did, obviously.
Yes, of course. I write poetry myself,
And
and I know that it is an inner expression of your emotions.
And his gentlemanly
It will.
ways, too, I guess, were a part of that package?
It was great. He let me walk in front of him everywhere we went. He always
I'd like him to
left the
walk in
path
front of me
open
sometimes, be a
for
man.
me. He would even make the point of stopping and letting me walk in front of him through doorways.
That's
So
the
true,
modern
gentlemen.
for
man.
everything.
Chivalry.
And he even lit my cigarettes too, which I thought was really gentlemanly.
Wow, that's great. Smoking. Great. Kills you.
Yeah.
Siana,
you
you don't
guys
think
share that
she should be
together.
smoking, though? You're an anti-smoker?
Yeah.
Never really bugged her before.
Jim, do you smoke?
Yeah, I smoke.
Does it make you crazy when Jim smokes around you, Siana?
Yeah, it's like kissing an ashtray. I mean, God.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, that's why I always put in gum and I always brush my teeth before we do kiss. But I guess you don't notice that now, do you?
Now, Hillary, what about the compliments? When Jim was paying you nice compliments, did you appreciate that and like that?
Yeah, I mean, I loved it. It's obvious that Jim really, it's obvious to me anyway, that Jim treats women like queens. I mean, he was very respectful. It's obvious that he treasures women, and I think that that's something that should be looked at.
Siana finds us rather amusing.
Looked at in a
point,
good
don't you?
light.
Why are you laughing, Siana?
I treat him like a man. Yeah, he should be treated not like that sometimes. I like to be treated like a woman. Like an Ashel takes me out. He's so PC, and I get bored of it,
I'm so
Hill-
PC. I treat you like a woman. I treat you like a queen. Now
treat
you're
me like an
You're
equal.
a typical woman. You know that? You change your mind up real quick.
Hillary did.
It's like at first she says she likes it and then she doesn't like it.
But Jim, let me ask Hillary about the affectionate part. Any public displays of affection while you were out?
Actually, no, not really, except for when we were at the bar. He did kind of, touch my hand and everything, which I thought was real nice. And but nothing overdone or anything. I didn't have any problem with groping or anything.
And Jim, by the time the night was over, did it advance any further than that? Any more touching?
Well, actually, it was kind of nice because she did initiate and she did give me a hug and kiss, on the cheek at the end of the night, which was really nice. So.
Oh, great. That's wonderful. You guys will find a lot of times to be together since she's apparently so busy doing things, Be just like us.
at least she's focused on her career and,
At least I'm ambitious.
Hillary,
she's
what?
ambitious
Hillary,
unlike
So am I,
somebody
and
else.
you'll
Well, I guess
never
since
see
you're
him.
so young, the career
Oh yeah,
thing
I guess
hasn't
that
come
2
into
years
play
It's that
made
age
a lot
thing
of big
again.
difference.
Let me ask Hillary a
Yeah,
question.
sure. Wow, you can go drink and I can't. Damn, you're so much cooler than me.
Hillary, Siana said that Jim's not manly enough sometimes. Did you have a problem at all with that?
Oh, not really. I do think, however, that the guys on both of you guys' parts probably should have initiated the hug and everything at the end of the night. What's up with these guys? Girls have to initiate things.
Okay, I agree with you on that.
Oh, we do have one agreement
We have
here.
one
That's
agreement.
good.
Well,
All right,
it's
the
the
women's wanna know, where's
90s,
the guys and all
women's
that?
Oh,
live.
God,
and-
God.
Will Siana and Jim
Go
have a
away
change
with
of
that.
heart? That's what they're going to have to decide during the break. They'll make their decision, and we'll find out what it is when we come back here on Change of Heart. All right, welcome back. And now is the moment of truth. During the break, Siana and Jim each made a final decision about the future of their relationship, and there's no turning back now. Will they stay together, or have they had a change of heart? Jim, you came on the show because you said you wanted to test the strength of your relationship to see if it was meant to be or not. So you had a great date with Hillary. There you were. She appreciated your poetry. Your romantic side was something she really appreciated. And she smoked, so you got along there. You had a good date. What are you thinking?
Well, Hillary's a great person, and she is beautiful, and, I would go out with her under other circumstances, but I'm going to have to stay with Siana.
Stay together. Oh, Hillary, sorry things didn't work out. Siana, Jim wants to stay together with you. Now, you wanted to date a man with a car. He had a car. Somebody who maybe wasn't groping you as much in public. And somebody that was a little more manly.
Yep.
And Matt was a good date. You had a good time. We heard
Great
about
time.
that. Decision time, though.
Okay, my decision is I have to say that I'm staying
Another stay together.
because
Wait, hold on.
because I still love Jim. And
I love you, too.
and
Aww.
and Matt, if I wasn't with Jim, I'll do it in a second.
How about that? Matt, but sorry that didn't work out for you, though. But thanks anyway.
Thank you.
All right, Jim and Sienna, your relationship survived a big test. Hopefully it makes it stronger from this point on. Good luck in the future.
Thank you.
All right, and that is our show for today. Thanks to Matt and Hillary. Good luck to Jim and Sienna in the future. We'll see you next time here on Change of Heart.